This is a quick pricing photography guide to get you pointed in the right direction. Of course, as my subscribers know, this channel is a pricing guide to help you become more profitable and stay in the photography business by understanding how to price your photography and all of the related topics around this complex topic. Of course, the first thing you need to know is your cost of doing business, and here's a link right here. I did a whole video on just that topic, so make sure you check that out right after this video. Now, there are many ways you can approach pricing your photography. You can start with a la carte. In other words, each service or product has a price, and your client will then decide which of those items they wish. And that works for some photographers, but it's worth experimenting no matter which pricing system you use to see which one works the best for you. And usually it's the one you have the most confidence in presenting to that customer. One of the most common pricing systems for photographers is charging hourly or by the half or day rate. Hourly and day rates are usually best for events, situations where you have to be somewhere for a specific period of time, such as a corporate event or a wedding. Now, don't be afraid of high rates. You may have done your cost of doing business and it says, wow, I need to charge $200 an hour. No one's gonna pay for that. But here's the thing. You may only work one day that week. Now look at it as a week rate, not a day rate, and you'll realize that $200 an hour isn't so bad. It's very common and perfectly natural for a new photographer to do their cost of doing business and see this high day rate or hourly rate, which concerns them. They wonder, will anybody really pay that amount? The fact is, if you want to stay in business and do what you love to do, which is to photograph for people, then you must find the customers who see the value in your work. You have to charge those rates because if you don't, you won't stay in business. The thing is, in the beginning, you may not even work more than one day a week. The fact is, you have to look at it as a week-long rate, not an hourly or day rate, because you have to cover your costs for the entire week, not the one day you may work in the beginning of your career. The fact is, you do need to cover the costs of your business, the acquisition costs of getting that customer, your pre-production, your post-production costs, all the little things that make your business run. One of my favorite ways to price photography is per image pricing. Here's a link to a video on the topic. I highly recommend you check that one out. It's made my business much more profitable. I wrote a blog post in 2016 on 23 ways to price your photography. There are even more than that. It's worthy of you taking the time. Just put in Google Sillars plus 23 ways to price your photography. You'll find it. And in there, I talk about per image pricing, day rates, per project pricing, where you can look at the entire project and put a price on that specific project, which would be different for each project that came your way. That is very common for, say, commercial photography or large projects that involve different types of skills such as design. There are also first image plus additional image pricing options, sitting fees, a la carte as we mentioned, licensing your images, and of course fees plus expenses and licensing. Many ways you can approach it and many combinations, and here's the thing, there's no one right answer. If you create portraits, I highly recommend a sitting fee. That is a fee for you to show up so your time is covered, and then you can make additional money through the purchase of images digitally, a per image fee, or reprints in the case of family photography and weddings. Well, if you're wondering how much to charge for your prints, well, I have a video on that right here. However, the basic rule of thumb is probably 2 to 3 times your costs. So what questions do you have about pricing your photography? I look forward to reading your questions in the comments below, and of course I'll answer as many as I possibly can. And if you found this video valuable, make sure you like it, share it with your friends, and if you don't want to miss a future upload, be sure to subscribe.